Today, I want to share with you how I completely changed my body while working more than 10 hours a day in construction. In this video, I'm just gonna walk through exactly how I did it and how you can actually get in shape too, just even if you have a packed schedule. And this method works for busy entrepreneurs, it works for construction workers, it just works for anyone who actually works so many hours in the day and just keep creating excuses for not going to the gym, to not do any exercises, or just because they lack of time. And then if you're just working 9 to 5 as well, it works for you too. So first of all, I started with a problem in my life because I was very ashamed of my body. And I avoided the gym just because I wasn't confident. I didn't wanna just take my shirt off in front of the people. I didn't want to use those tank top shirts. I wasn't just like confident with myself. It was very painful for me. I wasn't even able to be confident just to talk to girls or just to have like some eyes for them to me. And I just want to show you a couple of pictures here how I was when I just started going to the gym. This is me, you know. I just had this shape, this body that I was completely ashamed of, and that was painful. I didn't want to be like that anymore, and I just decided that I needed to change, to be a little bit more confident with myself. And this is another picture of myself when I was just getting started at the gym. You can see that I just like, the abs was kind of like starting showing up, but I was still very skinny. I wasn't like muscular at all. And I was just like, I could, I can remember that I was just feeling way more confident by just looking at this picture because I had my abs showing. If you just had the comparison with the previous photo, you can actually see a couple of differences, right? But I was still like, not feeling 100% confident. I wasn't able to see myself to where I actually wanted to be. I knew that I had to change a little bit more. And then this is another photo of myself when I first got here in Australia. Because if you don't know me, I'm Brazilian and I moved to Australia about 10 years ago and I didn't know how to speak English at all. I didn't have my family here with me and I couldn't really find a proper job because I didn't know how to speak the language. So I had to start working construction. It was very painful. You can see it here. I was still very skinny and I was working under the sun, digging holes. And you can imagine how it is. And then you just ask me, how could you actually go to the gym afterwards? You know, where did you find the motivation to go to the gym after like working long hours a day, which is just a physical job as well? I was physically tired and I was mentally tired too because it's not really a good environment to be working. And I just kept it going because I had this goal in my life. I knew that I didn't have the motivation left to train consistently, but I always had in my mind that I needed to be disciplined with my body. I needed to be disciplined with myself, which is the most important person in my life. I had poor eating habits from being too tired to cook, and that was very painful too because at some point, I just stopped seeing the progress happen in my life because I was just like working construction long hours, and it was hard for me just to keep myself cooking every single day. But I had to do it. I didn't have another option. If I wanted to grow in life, if I wanted to change my body, I had to find a solution for it. I couldn't just keep creating excuses or just blaming someone else for my mistakes, for the decisions of my life. So I had to choose in order to change my body. And I was like feeling very unproductive. I wasn't focused and I was stuck between work and fitness goals because I didn't know what to do. I I was just feeling so tired with my life because when you're just like not working out, you're not eating well, and you're not sleeping well, everything just becomes a mess, and it all affects it affects so much your performance. It could be at work, it could be in your personal life, and I wasn't feeling like productive for anything else. I didn't have the energy to do anything because your input, everything that actually eat, everything that actually do to your body is actually your output. No, for example, if you just eat garbage food, you're gonna have garbage energy, right? If you're just not working out, you're not doing exercises, you're gonna have the feeling that you don't feel like doing anything else. You just wanna be in that stuck position, and which just makes a lot harder for you to do something. And by the way, if you want to just like just Google out here and then actually learn how I did it, it's gonna be available in my community that I've got on my school. So just clicking the link here below that you can just be part of my free community. And I knew that I had to take some steps forward if I wanted to change my life. And the first thing that I did, I just built strict routines and systems. So gym just became non-negotiable. So when I made the decision of actually sticking to the gym and just keep myself accountable with my exercises, I just made a plan for myself. I just built systems in my life that it was just, I made it easier for me just to go to the gym. And you could probably asking how I build systems for me to go to the gym. So first, you're just gonna have to find days or times that actually make it easier for you to go to the gym. If it's the morning, just go in the morning. I just don't have time. You just have to find time for it. You're just gonna have to have a look in your routine, have a look in your schedule, and you might have to take some time away with your family off, or even some distractions. Maybe like Netflix when you get home. You're probably gonna have to take that off from your life, and that's basically it. What you gotta do, and then the systems that you gotta find is just before you start the gym, before you start the week, you can choose like the days you're going to be going to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym like 5, 6 days a week. But if you can go, like you can get started with only 2 days. For example, you can choose like on Sunday, you can sit down your computer and just say, look, which days of the gym, which days of the week I'm gonna be going to the gym. And you can just, for example, if I want to start on Monday, I'm gonna be on Monday and on Thursday. And those things are just gonna become non-negotiables. Okay, you got the day sorted. What about my diets? Oh, I don't want to cook. Okay, so if you don't want to cook, just find a place that you can actually order some healthy foods, or you just have to hire a chef that cooks the food for you. Because you have to be eating healthy. If you actually achieve your goals, and you want to be eating something good for your life, you gotta be actually following a diet. You gotta be actually eating healthy. So that's why it's so important just to have the diet just accordingly with your goals. And the best way to do it is if you have got time to cook, just cook them, or you're just gonna have to find solutions for it. You can't be, find excuses for not actually move yourself forward with your gym games. So because a lot of people, they just say, oh, I just don't have time, and then they just put gym aside. Oh, okay, I just found some time, but I don't want to cook, and then they just don't cook, and then they actually don't find one alternative for it, which is just hire a chef or just actually order pre-made food, or just like those ready to eat foods, which is healthy, which is just like you got the correct amount of macros for you to eat, and you just gotta have to find solutions, just find ways that you can actually make it easier for you. And then you can just actually, if you have got time to cook, just get like one day of the week, which for example I get Sundays, and I just cook my food for the whole week. It takes me like 2 hours to make like 30 meals. So it's not worth it to actually be getting closer to your goals and eating healthy for the whole week. I can see that it's worth it, right? And then I prepare simple meals with the right macros for my goals, because you have to know what you're going to be eating. Like the correct amount of protein, the correct amount of carbs, the correct amount of fat. And if you don't want to be calculating that, just get a professional to do that for you. just make it easier. Just pay someone to do that for you, and then they can just send you the correct amount of foods that you actually have to eat, align it with your goals. If you want to lose weight, you're just going to have to eat a little bit more of carbs, maybe have a little bit higher protein, and be eating less fat. But if you're actually trying to put some weight on, you can actually eating a little bit more of carbs, eating a little bit higher protein, which is just going to be aligned to where you want to be. And I just made fitness just part of my identity, which is just like, it's not an option. It's just non-negotiable. I have to be going there. It's just part of myself. And if you just tell me that you don't like doing exercises, you just have to have the switch in your mind, because exercises are going to be part of your whole life. You're gonna have to do it. There is no another option. If you wanna live longer, you have to do the exercises. If you don't wanna have problems in the future with your health, you gotta be doing something. So just accept the idea that you gotta have to be doing it, and which is just gonna become way easier for you just to keep with this new routine. And you just have to have the correct amount of water a day and the correct amount of sleep, because I've got the four pillars that actually have to change in order to achieve the body that you want, which is just the correct amount of water, the correct amount of sleep, which is just between 7 to 9 hours, the your workouts, you gotta have to be training hard, and in your diet. That's it. If you just follow these four things, it's gonna be so much easier for you just to achieve your goals. And the correct amount of water that I normally tell the people that I'm working with, which is just like one 1 liter of water for 20 kilos of body mass. So if you just weigh like 80 kilos, you're just gonna have to be drinking 4 liters of water a day. And that's basically like the simple math that you can actually calculate the correct amount of water that you have to be drinking. And what has changed since I implement this new routine in my life? How better I am actually performing at work in my life, and just how I was actually able to work those long hours while I was still working in construction. So I had more energy, focus, and discipline for work, life, and even building my side business. Because right now that I'm actually, I'm still working construction, but then I'm just about to get out of it, and I'm still building my side business, my side hustle business, which is just soon is gonna become my full-time job. And I still have to find energy, when I get home in the afternoon. I still have to sit down in the computer here and spend a more couple of hours here on my side business. And a lot of people say, how can you actually do that? How do you have energy? Just because I've got cheese as a part of my life. I'm eating well, I am training well, I am sleeping well, I am drinking the correct amount of water a day, and I've got the discipline in my life as well, which is just the discipline that was born at the gym. And this whole combination just makes me way easier for you just to be working long hours, just to have extra energy, and just to be focused on where I want to be. And a lot of people, they say they lack energy, they don't know what to do, they don't know what's wrong. But just look inside first. Look what you're doing to your life, to your body. Look if you're just like eating well or not, if you're training well or not, if you're just drinking the correct amount of water or not. If you by just change these little things in your life, especially the recovery part, which is just sleeping well as well, you can see that you're just going to improve so much. And then if you just have the exercises to do during your day, you won't be actually getting even more tired after work. You're just gonna even have more energy to perform better. And then if it's hard for you just to go to the gym after the work day, just go before. Just wake up a little bit earlier. I am going to the gym before I go to work. I wake up 3:30 in the morning every single day, even on weekends. And then I heard people say, are you crazy? How can I actually do that? Because it's part of my routine, it's part of my life. When I decided to to work out in the morning, I never really thought that I would be able to do it. I always I was a little bit hesitant about that because I said I can't be really waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. No, that's just too early. I won't be doing that. But then the first couple of days was hard. But then today, I'm so thankful that I did it because I've got so much energy. Because I go to the gym in the morning, and when you go to the gym, your body releases a lot of good chemicals, which is just dopamine, serotonin, endorphin, which is just those feel good chemicals. And then I have a cold shower afterwards, and it's just boost my my body just to be fully concentrated, just be fully focused. And it makes me so much easier for you just to actually perform better at work. And it was like the best thing that I think I've done in the last couple of months, just to switch my gym schedule to the morning. And I recommend you to do that too because it's just helping me so much with it. And my confidence is skyrocketed inside and outside of the gym. You know, I was feeling way more confident just to be talking to girls and just with everything, just talking to someone else. Because when people look at you and then they see that you are in shape, they see that you just like invest time in your body, they look at you different, they treat you different because it happened to me. And when you go to like a job interview, or you're just gonna have like a meeting with a partner or like a business partner or something like that, in any place that you're just gonna actually make a deal, the person that you're actually going to make the deal, if they look at you and they see that you are in shape, they see that you are committed with your body, they see they think that it's just like you look after yourself well. And if you're just about to be hired by a company, they're going to be thinking, oh, this guy looks after his body, this guy is very disciplined, this guy looks after his health, so I'm assuming that he's going to be performing very good at work. So I can only see all the benefits with it. And that is just what I wanted to bring you guys here, because you're going to end up being performing better at work. And the best part of it, you're just gonna be changing your body. And enjoy the journey. Enjoy how you're actually doing it, because that's gonna be part of your whole life. And you gotta be enjoying how you're gonna get there. Don't only focus on the destination, focus on the journey, focus on how you're gonna get there. And then fitness just become the foundation for every success that I've had since. And everything that I've got here today in my life, um, just discipline, skill, my citizenship in Australia, um, all the goals that I've achieved here since I got here in Australia, it all started at the gym. It all started because I have got this identity to focus on the long-term goals. I don't have this instant gratification. I just don't care about having this reward, instantly, because it's just like today in social media time, everyone is so used to get this instant gratification, because you just post a photo and in a matter of seconds you just get a response for it, which is just likes, comments, all these things. But then big things are just built in the long term. And the gene just told me that since like when I was 17, 18, 20 years old. And I'm so grateful for it. And I can see, I'm just gonna show you a couple of photos how I am today compared to the others. This is how my body is today. And I am still like always improving myself, always trying to get my body better. This is me. This photo was taken like, maybe like a month ago or something like that. And I came to, and I was looking to be better at it. This is me. This is all the food that I normally cook for the week. Which taking me like 2 hours to cook this whole food. And I'm always trying to improve. It doesn't stop here. I want to get better. I want to be better in my life. And I'm so happy with the person that I'm becoming, which is, it's a long journey. You're just playing the long game, and you're not going to change your body overnight. It's not going to happen like so quickly. you can actually see some difference. If you're, for example, if you're losing weight, you can clearly see some difference within the first couple of weeks. But if you're trying to put some weight on, like muscles, it's gonna take some time. And that's totally fine, you know. And you just gotta build it brick by brick, and you're gonna see the results coming. But that's why it's so important and to celebrate the small wins every single day. Every single day that you go to the gym, just celebrate it. Gym, training, done. Diet, done. Correct amount of water, done. Sleeping, done. That's it. You know, celebrate that every single day. And I currently have 3 spots just open to work with me one-to-one to get your dream body, even if you have got like a package schedule. And if you're curious, that is just like a link to apply here in the description. Um, First come, first serve. You know, you can just book a free call with me, and I can just walk through, just have a look in your routine, and just see where you can actually put the gym on, send your workouts, send your diets, and keep you accountable. That's it. It's just gonna be a big transformation in your life. And the conclusions that I want to bring for this video is time is never the problem. Discipline is. If I did it working 12 hours a day, you can do that too. You know, it's not about lacking of time. It's just about the priorities that you have in your life. And priorities is just elimination of alternatives, you know. Just eliminate things in your life that are not aligned with your goals, that are not aligned where you want to be in the future. And that's it. And out of a sudden, you're just gonna find some time, you know. And systems and consistency just beat motivation every time. Build systems in your life that actually help you to get where you want to be. You know, just build system that makes your life even easier, so you don't have to think what to do. You just have your day planned ahead. You know, it's just there. You just gotta have to follow it, and you avoid this brain thinking every time. Oh, what I'm gonna be eating, what I'm gonna be working out, what I'm gonna be doing next. You know, because you're always gonna be, you know, using your brain to think every single step that you're gonna be doing your day, and you're gonna waste so much time. So that's why it's important to have systems in life, and the consistency is what's going to get there. So that's why it's so important just to celebrate these small wins. And fitness fuels every single area of our life. And like I mentioned here, gym just completely changed my life, and I learned so many things since the day I stepped into the gym, which has been like I've been working out for 13 years now. And it's been a long time. So, and I can say 100% that I wouldn't be here if I wasn't the gym. I don't think I would have got the citizenship in Australia, the life that I've got here today, if I wasn't going to the gym, if I wasn't very focused on my gains, on my health, in my life. And I'm so proud of it. And you can do that too. You know, you can do that too. And I just wanted to bring in this video here all these details that you are capable to it. You can do it. It's just stop making excuses. Stop blaming others for not getting where you want to be, for not actually getting the body that you want to be. And that's basically it. And I just wanted to bring that to you. If you got some value from this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.